cold January morning in 1649, something happened in England that had never happened before. A king was executed, not by a foreign enemy, not by an assassin, but by his own people. His name was Charles I. Charles believed deeply in the divine right of kings, the belief that a monarch ruled by God's authority alone. To question the king was, in his eyes, to question God himself. But England was changing. Disputes grew between the Crown and Parliament. Arguments over taxation, religion, and power became impossible to ignore. Parliament demanded limits on royal authority. Charles refused. What began as political disagreement slowly turned into civil war. For years, England was divided. Families took opposing sides. Towns and cities were scarred by conflict. In the end, the king was defeated. Charles was captured, imprisoned, and placed on trial. For the first time in English history, a reigning monarch was accused of treason against his own people. Charles refused to recognize the court. He believed that no earthly power had the right to judge a king, but judgment came regardless. On the 30th of January, 1649, Charles I was led to a scaffold outside the banqueting house in Whitehall. The day was bitterly cold. Charles wore an extra shirt, not only for warmth, but because he feared that shivering might be mistaken for fear. He would not allow that. Witnesses stood in silence. Before him was the block. Behind him stood history. Charles spoke calmly. He declared himself a martyr for the people of England, a defender of order, betrayed by rebellion. Then he knelt. With a single clean stroke, the executioner severed the king's head. A masked figure raised it high and cried out, "Behold the head of a traitor." The monarchy was abolished. England became a republic. For 11 years, there will be no king. Yet Charles I did not fade from memory. Almost immediately, his image was reshaped. To his supporters, he became King Charles the Martyr, a symbol of dignity, faith, and sacrifice. Artists portrayed him calm and noble, not as a failed ruler, but as a victim of disorder. As with Lady Jane Grey, execution became martyrdom, death became meaning. The execution of Charles I did not simply end a life, it shattered the belief that kings were untouchable, that power was eternal, and that authority could never be questioned. The crown would return, but it would never be the same again. History does not belong only to the victors. It belongs to the moments when certainty collapses and everything changes.